quiet on board the Black Pig. The pirates had had their lunch, and now it was time for their afternoon rest. And there they lay, stretched peacefully asleep on the deck. Captain Pugwash had been asleep all the morning anyway, and now he was leaning happily over the side, fishing. Suddenly, he started to reel in his line excitedly. "No fish! No fish!" he cried. But Tom, the cabin boy who was watching, said, "No such luck, Captain. It's a bottle, just a dirty old bottle." And that is just what it was. "But it's no ordinary bottle," cried the captain. "Look, there's a letter inside." And to Tom's amazement, he pulled out a roll of paper with Captain Pugwash written on the outside. "Oh, listen to this," cried the captain. "Dear Captain, why don't you and me make friends? If we do, we could be the richest pirates on the 7 seas. Come to supper on my ship tonight and talk about it. Your old enemy, Cutthroat Jake." And the postscript says, "Come alone." Said Tom, "Don't go, Captain. It's a trap." Oh, fiddlesticks," said the captain. "This is one of the proudest moments of my life. And see, there is Jake's ship waiting for me." And he forgot that Cutthroat Jake was his worst enemy and began thinking excitedly about the party. "Come," he said, "I will put on my finest clothes. Only the best will do for my old friend Jake." The sun was setting as the small boat left the Black Pig. And, little knowing what was in store for him, Captain Pugwash was rowed over to Jake's ship. Up on their own deck, Jake's fearful crew grinned wickedly as they watched the captain getting nearer. And Jake himself rubbed his hands with fiendish glee. He muttered into his great black beard. "We'll have some sport when he arrives. Hey, me hearties." And soon the captain did arrive. He had a bit of trouble getting his legs, and he soared up the ladder, but in the end he made it and arrived on the deck with a smart salute for his kind host. Welcome to my humble ship," said Cutthroat Jake, and he shook Pugwash by the hand so hard that he began to wish Jake wasn't quite such a good friend. "Now, come down to me cabin and see what your old pal Jake has prepared for you." So they went down together. And Captain Pugwash opened his eyes in amazement at the splendor of Cutthroat Jake's cabin. Never had he seen such a magnificent collection of loot. So many precious stones and rich fabrics. But Jake was already pouring out wine and chuckling to himself. "Come, Captain," he said, "a toast to our friendship. Drink that." "To our friendship," said Pugwash, raising his cup eagerly. And he sniffed the wine and sipped it and then drank it back in one great gulp. And only then did he realize that it tasted very queer indeed. Oh, poison! Oh, he thought. As in front of him, Jake's grinning face became more and more strange and blurred. Oh, a moment later, his cup fell from his hand, and he tumbled flat on his back, unconscious on the cabin floor. Now, back to the Black Pig. Tom, the cabin boy, was worried. "I don't like it," he thought. "I'd better swim over and see what's happening." So he slipped quietly over the side down a rope and into the sea. It was quite dark by now, but the moon was rising, and as Tom was a good swimmer, it wasn't very long before he reached Jake's ship. High up in the stern, he could see the lights burning in Jake's cabin. and Tom climbed up over the huge rudder and looked into the open window. And there was Cutthroat Jake, and there beyond him in the candlelight was Captain Pugwash, awake again but trussed up like a chicken and looking very scared.
Wow, growled Jake. A lively dinner party, eh, me handsome? You see that sack? I'm going to stuff you into it, and very soon my men will come and take it away and throw it in the sea with you inside.
When Captain Pugwash saw the sack, he thought that his last hour had really arrived. But Tom had picked up a bottle, and quick as lightning, he brought it down as hard as he could on Jake's head and knocked him senseless. "That's better," he said, and he jumped over the windowsill into the cabin. "What a lot of rope," he said as he untied the captain. "We'll use it on Jake." So they tied up Jake and put him in the sack and left him heaving and cursing in a corner. "Now we'll go home, Captain," said Tom. And it wasn't very easy getting Captain Pugwash through the window, but in the end, Tom managed it. Oh! The captain started to sink like a stone, but Tom got hold of him and pulled him up very slowly and gently back to his own ship again, and heaved him dripping on a rope up to the deck. Poor Captain Pugwash, cold and wet, with all his fine clothes utterly ruined, he felt very miserable. But Tom took him down to his cabin and made him a strong cup of hot tea, and took off his soaking things and put him to bed. And very soon the captain was asleep, dreaming happily about his great victory over Cutthroat Jake. But little Tom went out on deck and played himself to sleep with his concertina.